Hello and welcome to Tomorrow is Yesterday, the show where we review every episode of Star Trek in production order. My name is Brandon Couch, and joining me today, my sometimes co-host and always better half, Ryan Couch.
Sometimes co-host? What does that mean?
I mean, sometimes you're on the podcast, and sometimes David's on the podcast.
I don't know. I've got a permanent position now. I've picked up enough shifts. I'm a full-time employee. Unpaid.
Hey, just like me and David.
I guess so. I guess you gotta buy some more of your own t-shirts.
I haven't bought any of my own t-shirts.
I thought, yes, you did.
I bought a hat. I have not bought any of the t-shirts.
You have brought home a couple Couch Theater shirts. Just saying.
That's not the podcast. They don't know about that.
Just a little merch drop there, lad drop.
That's a different part of the company. That I actually took off the store recently. You can't buy Couch Theater shirts anymore.
I did not know that. Unless you told me and I just didn't pay attention.
I didn't. This was
Whew.
either last month or earlier this month.
So, I don't know. You usually like it when somebody just talks about something random and stupid at the beginning, right?
Go ahead.
I was hoping you would throw something out there.
I don't have anything random or stupid to talk about.
We do everything together, so...
Exactly. Like,
you know
with
everything.
David, I have questions or things to talk about him with. Like, I would have asked him what he thought about Section 31, but he's not here. Do better, David.
I said that earlier.
Yes, you did.
We had to find a babysitter for this. And we
We
got
did.
half. That was my fault, though. I can't let go of the young one yet.
There is a baby on Ryan's lap, so you may hear baby noises. But you know what? They're cute baby noises, so you can deal with it.
Sometimes. I don't know. She'd be screaming.
I'll edit that out.
I read a comment today, and it's crap you already know. Doesn't matter. And I kind of already knew.
It's okay. The audience doesn't know.
Exactly. So I'm going to say, don't do your, yeah, duh, kind of, let me have my moment. I've already mentioned before while we were watching Star Trek, in the very beginning when we started the original series, because, what the heck, that Spock wears eyeshadow. And it's not, it's not him actually wearing makeup in the story. It's just part of his costume design, The further explanation, this was on a post that was completely unrelated to Star Trek. It was actually about, I don't know, some sort of, foul joke, dirty joke or something. And somebody commented the picture or the GIF or GIF, whatever. Kill me, I don't care. I say GIF, and I'll stand by that for the rest of my life. It's GIF, because you don't say graphics interchanging format. It's graphics interchanging format. Anyways, it was a GIF of him raising his eyebrows and being simply illogical. And then that started a whole argument in the comments where they were are you looking it up right now? Oh my god. There was a whole argument in the comments where everybody was did Spock really always wear eyeshadow? And half the people were yeah, and the other half of people were Spock never wore eyeshadow. That's just costume design. And it's no crap, Sherlock. Of course it's costume design. And then some people were actually it's only blue eyeshadow due to budget cuts. And it's mentally I'm sitting here I know his blood is green. Sure. Right?
Yes,
it's green.
his blood is green.
Right. Okay. And they're well, it's only blue due to budget cuts. Were they really that broke they couldn't afford green eyeshadow? Because everybody in the comments was well, if it was actually green blood shining through his eyes, creating a tint, it'd be more olive colored rather than blue. And it's are you serious right now? Is it actually that, were they too cheap to run to the dollar store to get some green eyeshadow and make an olive coloring? Or were they just saying well, it might look blue?
I think it could be either way.
I really feel budget cuts, cutting out the ability to put some, a little bit of green tint on his eyes, might not have, maybe, I don't know. It was the original series, so they were kind of running on nothing there.
They put the company that originally produced the show out of business because they always went over budget.
They probably put crackheads out of business because they were probably stripping copper out of the damn AC units to make budget. Anyways, that's like the only thing I had to add besides our extreme Skyrim bender we've been on.
We have been playing a lot of Skyrim lately.
I'm so glad it opened your eyes to the realm of the Elder Scrolls.
Well, actually, you didn't.
I
played
know you
before
had dabbled in it just a little bit, but you have to admit that me wanting to play Skyrim so bad for my birthday, opened up this entire issue we have had now where we're like fighting over it when we get home. It's like if I'm playing Skyrim and you get home and you're like give me side eye, and it's like if you get home, or if I get home and you're playing Skyrim, I'm like, oh, I haven't played Skyrim in like 12 hours, I need to get my fix. Like we're at each other's throats, just like silently waging war on each other, like I need to complete this quest now, because if I don't, then I'm gonna have to go put a baby down to sleep, and I'm gonna fall asleep and I'm gonna forget about it. I very
does happen.
Pause my game to go take care of a child and fall asleep, and then don't pick it back up after a while. But thankfully, I have a husband who understands the importance of saving my game and properly closing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. What was that? 15 minutes of just me blabbering? Me yapping?
More like 6.5.
Thank God. You got something to say now, too? Here, you have your moment to shine. Say something. Nothing?
She's like, stop playing Skyrim and love me.
Okay, yep. Exactly.
Yep. Well spoken.
And, it's the day after the Super Bowl, and we didn't say a dang word about it, because who cares?
I do, only because I'm a pizza delivery driver, and I made so much money.
Okay.
What?
Oh, you gotta flex on him about your tips? He's not a pizza delivery driver. He's actually a male stripper.
Stop that.
That's where he got all his tips. Shaking leg. You want to get in this episode or not?
I was about to say that exact phrase. Who Mourns for Adonais first aired on September 22nd, 1967, was written by Gilbert Ralston and directed by Mark Daniels, who we last mentioned for directing Space Seed. That was a good one.
Space Seed.
It was the one with Khan. Yes, I know why you're giggling.
Seed.
How do we always manage to get Seed into whatever episode you're reviewing?
I don't know. Why? There's just there's low-hanging fruit, man.
We need to make a Space Nut shirt.
Yeah. It's always the Space Nut, dude.
I'll work on that.
I've given you a lot of t-shirt ideas. Just saying.
Yeah, I've got 2 that I just haven't started on yet that I need to work on.
So this is 3 now, mostly because of crap that I have done. So just saying, has David put out any good t-shirt ideas? The one where it was like the dog or something. Was it a dog?
No, we didn't make that.
Oh, was that? But you guys,
I have made t-shirts based on things David has said on the podcast. Yes.
Are mine better?
I haven't made yours yet, so we can't
Are
say.
my ideas better?
I plead the 5th.
I'm not going to pick between your best friend and your wife.
Thank you. I appreciate
But
that.
I know what you would pick if you were given the choice.
I haven't made the shirts yet, so I don't have anything to pick from.
The design part's the hard part.
The design part is the hard part.
It's not even it's so easy to picture it, but it's like, man,
and then
would
do
this
it in
get
a
me
way.
sued?
Yeah, and then do it in a way that won't get rejected.
Yeah.
Because, I did have one shirt design that was rejected once. And since then, I have not had any that were rejected, so it's okay. No one ever saw that one.
It's okay. Anyways, who's Adonais? Did I say that right?
I don't know.
Where the hell do they get these titles from? Because sometimes
usually
it's
literature.
Sometimes it's like it makes no sense to me at all. Well, actually, most of the time it makes no sense to me at all.
It would have made more sense if it was Who Mourns for Apollo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I was like, maybe Adonais is the girl's name. No, it was like what, like Carolyn. It was Carolyn.
Yes, Carolyn Palamas.
It was like Adonais would have been a cool name for her, but no. And the way that it ended was completely different from how I thought it ended in my head. Like, I know I have passively watched this in the background with you before, like while we were doing things, and I was like, oh, that's really familiar. I knew it came from the Christmas ornament. I knew that. I was like, oh, it's green hand, right?
We do have a Christmas ornament that's Apollo's green hand holding onto the Enterprise.
We have quite a few Star Trek Christmas ornaments, just to be clear. And maybe in the future,
it's not because of me, it's because of my parents.
Because of you. Because of who you are.
Honestly, they started getting me Star Trek ornaments before I was really into Star Trek. They just assumed because I was into Star Wars.
What are you thinking? You're kicking. What was I saying? Oh, I don't know.
Adonais is a dumb name for the episode.
Yes.
It probably comes from literature somewhere.
I've got a grip in my foot. Anyways.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to stretch it out, but it hurts.
Okay.
I was a bit... sorry, I hear car doors outside. I'm very scared at your parents dropping off the kid. They said 2 hours after we left the house. I would hope that they would give us a call before they showed up.
Yeah, I figured they'd give a call or a text too, instead of just showing up.
Anyways, episode ended a lot more differently than I had pictured it in my head for some reason. I like my ending better. And, I mean, we can get into that now or we can get into it later. It's up to you.
We can get into it later.
Okay. Just remind me because I am very flighty with my thoughts, so.
Okay, and let's get into the cast. We have Michael Forrest as Apollo, Leslie Parrish as Lieutenant Carolyn Palamas, James Doohan as Lieutenant Commander Scott, who we last saw in Friday's Child, George Takei as Lieutenant Sulu, who we also last saw in Friday's Child, Nichelle Nichols as Lieutenant Uhura, who we also last saw in Friday's Child, and Walter Koenig as Chekhov, who we also last saw in Friday's Child. And we have John Winston as Lieutenant Kyle, who we last saw in Cat's Paw.
There was a lot of Friday's Child.
And that's our cast. Friday's Child was just the last episode, so that was just the last episode that our main cast appeared in.
Have we seen... You said we've seen Carolyn before?
No.
No? Okay, so she's new.
Nope, she's a one and done.
Aw. So sad.
Most of the females on this show are, except for Rand, Uhura, and Chapel.
We getting into the opening now?
Yes, we're getting into the opening.
I was so excited in the beginning for Mr. Scotty. Because I knew from the get-go. And I think it was so rude of Kirk and Spock. No, not Kirk. Kirk and Bones to just instantly crap on Scotty's Riz there for a second. And Riz, for those of you who are older than 25, is short for charisma. And it's the new kids' way of saying, like, you got swag for the older millennials out there.
I did not know it was short for charisma.
You didn't? Yeah,
No,
because for the longest time I just thought that the younger generation was just having a stroke, trying to find new ways to say cool things. But no, it makes sense. That, that when they say, he's got the Riz, they're saying he's got the charisma. And, God, I've actually heard kids using that genuinely in conversation the other day when I was at work because one of them was being stupid and tried to order and I was obviously not taking it. And then the second one ordered and it was much more nicer and like this little 14-year-old was like, is that Riz? Is that Riz? And I'm like, no, he's just actually being polite and not annoying and trying to get me to put dirty names as the name for your order. That's not Riz. That's just being a decent human being. Anyways, I finally reached that age where I don't understand the new generation's talk anymore. And I think I've honestly always been like that because like back in the day, 2020, 2014, like I was walking around school and people were like, man, that's lit. And I'm like, what? Lit? What? And eventually it clicked and I got it, but I think I was too sheltered.
So back to Scotty. I was not excited for Scotty because this is the beginning of a Scotty thing. Anytime that Scotty has a storyline involving him and women or a woman, it does not end well for him.
Wasn't the same thing happen to like give me a second. Worf. All of Worf's lovers die.
Yeah, but that's just he's a Klingon. All Worf's everything dies. But what I thought you were gonna say is Jordy. This will
I don't know this about him.
This will continue from Scotty the engineer to Jordy the engineer. Anytime that Jordy has a storyline involving a woman, it does not end well for him. It's either creepy or they're not into him.
Doing that robot thing, or like where he cloned that one scientist lady to like see what it'd be like to be in a relationship with her, and she's like, "Dude, that's freaking weird."
That's not what he did, and it was a hologram.
Whatever, he did a hologram of her, and she was like, "Why would you do that? That's creepy." And he was like, it's not like that.
He created a holo program to save the ship, and the holo program created a representation of the Enterprise's lead scientist, like designer.
And they naturally fell in love.
And then and then at the end, like after they saved the ship, they kissed him. And then the real person
he kissed the hologram her, which is creepy.
Saw this and was like, "Yeah, that's creepy." But yes, LeVar Burton absolutely hated this to the point where that when he came back for Picard, so they asked each one of the cast members like, what do you want? What went wrong with your character Next Generation that you want to fix? And he said, Geordi's love life. And they gave Geordi 2 kids. And he's married. We don't see the wife, but he has 2 kids.
That's sweet. That's good. I mean, it sucks that we don't ever get to see Geordi's wife. I bet she's banging, but Geordi could pull some hot hoes for sure.
Not in Next Generation. Maybe it's when he lost the visor. They could see those robot eyes.
Robot eyes are pretty... I was going to say bad, but I got to filter myself on here. They're pretty cool. They're pretty lit. Lit is like short for legit.
I did not know that.
Yeah! All of the slang has a root somewhere.
I thought that it was just like on fire or something.
I mean, yeah, fire, lit, legit.
Anyways, Palamas is giving Kirk a report that the system they're in is strangely has a Carolyn Palamas.
Okay. New character.
I generally go with last names when talking about officers, even if they are the women officers.
Just Carolyn for me.
But yeah, the system has an odd lack of intelligent life, and she gives Kirk this report.
You get that right. Apollo pretty stupid. I'm sorry. Did I derail you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
McCoy points out that she looks tired, and she's like, "Yeah, I stayed up all night writing this report." And then Scotty, who clearly has a crush, is like, "Well, let's go get coffee." So Kirk and Bones start making fun of him for his little crush, and then he takes her to coffee, and then they start saying this sexist stuff like, Scotty's not the right man for her, but someday she'll find the right man, and she'll get married, and she'll leave the service, because women can't be married and stay in the service and have careers. Women have to go be homemakers. Because this is the future, but it's the 60s.
I was so hard to understand what he was trying to say, because he said, I thought what he was saying was, Scotty was going to be lost because he was so infatuated and thinking with his wiener that because he kept saying I would lose an officer, and he was like, well, I wouldn't say lose an officer, I'd call it, and then he stopped, and I was like, what do you mean? Why are you talking about losing Scotty? Why would you lose Scotty just because he's
No, they were talking about losing Palamas.
Yeah, now that you explained that, now I get it. Because I was like, this feels deeply rooted in something. I thought they were just fully being haters on Scotty completely, which they were. They were just being haters. They were jealous. They were drinking haterade.
I mean, kind of. They were saying, she clearly doesn't reciprocate. That's how that started.
I don't know. I feel like it could have gone... I don't know.
Because Bones says... I think he thinks he's the right man for her, but I don't think she thinks he's the right man. And someday she'll find the right man. And then they're saying get married and leave the service because women can't have careers.
Maybe they were just being homies all along, and they got on that planet, and they were like, "Oh shoot, she found the right man. We gotta screw this up for Scotty."
I don't think that's what it was.
Because that woman She was drenching her drawers for that Apollo. I swear she was. She was like, I will devote my life. I don't care. I will get on my hands and knees and lick your boots, bro. I do not care. You are a literal god. I study you. I'm staying. And then Kirk was like, no, that's an order, ho. He said, no ho stuff on my shift. Completely C-blocked him, you know? Not fair. You dropping audio or no?
No, I'm looking for where we are in the script.
So far, probably about 2 minutes into this show. We got to the point where they walked out the door, and then Kirk was like, I'm losing an officer because she
I know
wants to
that. I
chase
just
men."
had to find the line.
Oh, okay.
All right, we got Sulu and Chekhov at the helm and navigation. Chekhov says they're orbiting Pollux 4. Okay, so Spock tells us about the planet. I might clip this.
Pollux 4, Class M-type planet, oxygen, nitrogen, atmosphere. Sensors indicate no life forms. Approximate age 4 billion years. Judge no reason for contact. In all respects, quite ordinary, Captain.
Basically, everything's normal, just an empty planet until...
Bam! Big giant green ghost hand.
Big giant green ghost hand.
Source of the space nut, perhaps?
The space nut was green.
Now I gotta find the space dong.
Palamas found the space dong.
She did. Poor lady. I hope she at least got to hit it once. I think she did.
I think she did.
At least twice. The way she came out of them bushes, bro. Anyways, big giant green space ghost hand.
Big giant green space ghost hand. Kirk asks what it is, and Spock says it's not a hand, it's not living tissue.
Well, it sure does look like a hand.
Kirk thinks it's a projection, and Spock's like, nope, it's an energy field. They tried to avoid it, but they can't.
I've noticed a trend with them liking, like transparent entities, like just like the twice now space nut, the big giant transparent green hand, the one thing that like was absorbing that one dude on the planet, the scholar guy, father of, well, yada yada, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
She's talking about the companion in Metamorphosis. The companion in Zephram Cochrane, who was the father of Warp Drive.
Yeah.
On Earth, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like transparent beings that, like, you know, in space.
Yeah.
That's a very common. Is that just like at the time was the big popular thing? Easy to edit.
I'm sure it was.
They were just like, let's just make it like a little bit transparent and just throw it in there, make a little shape out of it, and it'll be fine.
All right, and so the hand grabs the ship, and the ship can't get away, and that's our teaser.
Captain's log, stardate 3468.1. While approaching Pollux 4, a planet in the Beta Geminorum system, the Enterprise has been stopped in space by an unknown force of some kind.
You know, it just occurred to me, Pollux is like the name of like a demigod of like one of, I think, Dionysus's sons.
Pollux is also the name of a star.
Yeah, but like this Apollo, Greek mythology. It makes sense now that I think about it.
I don't know nothing about Greek mythology except for...
I know quite a bit about Greek mythology.
I know. You were a Percy Jackson kid.
I was like a late teenager, early adult when I
You're
discovered
Percy
Percy Jackson.
late teenager, early adulter. So, I know. Got all the books sitting on the shelf.
I knew quite a bit about Percy Jackson before, or quite a bit about Greek mythology before Percy Jackson, but okay.
I don't doubt it. It's a very believable fact about you. She agrees.
Yeah. All right.
How easy is it going to be edit around the baby screeching?
So far, pretty easy. She's supposed to be doing it when we pause. All right, so we're back on the bridge. Everyone's just giving their basic reports. Ship damage, injuries, yada yada.
The ship is almost completely encircled by the field. It resembles a conventional force field, but on unusual wavelengths. Despite its appearance, that of a human appendage, it is definitely not living tissue. It is energy.
Spock, you're a Vulcan. Why do you assume it's a human appendage? You have hands.
Maybe there's slight, ever so slight differences in human appendages and non-human appendages that look like hands that is only noticeable by Spock the Vulcan. Or maybe it's just simply logical.
Okay.
Continue.
They try to use tractor beams to get out of it. Doesn't work.
At some point, they end up having to beam down to the planet.
At some point, not yet. And then a face appears out in space. This face isn't green. It's normal looking face.
I think something happened in the car while I was watching this because I forgot. I know he ended up being a transmission in the ship, but I didn't know how they found out. I thought maybe like Apollo was just like, hey guys, pick up the phone. You know, I was like, what is he doing? Is he like projecting his face onto the screen? Is he? Oh God. Anyways, I was like, is he just projecting his face onto the screen or something? Like I'm not allowed to talk. You go ahead.
Yeah, he projects his face out in space, and they see it on the view screen.
So how did he end up? Like they just like with like a camera. They were like live streaming it, basically. Okay.
Basically, they have cameras on the ship.
Yeah, they're like no
on the outside of the ship.
Hand green, head in color. I don't understand these things, man. He was using all of his energy to project his head in full color. But yeah, Apollo head on screen.
All right.
The eons have passed, and what has been written has come about. You are most welcome, my beloved children. Your places await you.
Kirk has her set it up to where he can talk back.
You have left your plains and valleys and made this bold venture. So it was in the beginning. You have made me proud. Now you can rest.
Kirk does the basic. This is Captain J.H.T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. And Apollo's like, we shall remember together. Basically just not listening to Kirk. He keeps going, we shall remember together. We shall drink the sacramental wine. There shall be music of the pipes. The long wait has ended. Kirk asks if he stopped the ship. Yes, I caused the wind to withdraw from your sails. Give it back. It has been 5,000 years. Have you learned no patience in that time? Then Kirk starts threatening him. We'll defend ourselves. If you value your safety, let us go. You have the same fire. How like your fathers you are. Agamemnon, Hector, Odysseus. Directed by Christopher Nolan.
I just feel like in this scene specifically, and like half of the rest of the episode, Kirk is just given...
Go ahead.
Kirk is giving big Chihuahua energy. Shaking like a leaf, going, you know, and then like, you know, you're walking past, you're like, I don't know, you little ankle biter, you like kicking his like, you know, that's what I'm imagining right now. It's like, you're literally provoking God. Man projects his giant space head in front of your ship, literally has your ship like stopped, and you're just like, if you know it's good for you, yell stop, buddy.
Worked on Baylock.
Well, it works here too, apparently, because I mean, somehow they defeated God, but you know,
he's not a guy; he's just an alien.
The concept that gods aren't actually gods and they're just aliens that are just way more advanced than us is actually crazy, but cool.
I mean, it's the basis for the Marvel Thor movies.
Which I was thinking about in the car. Okay.
Yeah.
So, just playing with it a little bit. if Thor is real in the Marvel universe, right? And Apollo is real in the Star Trek universe, does that mean that like Star Trek and Marvel and whatnot could kind of exist in the same universe?
There have been comics where Marvel and
Oh, really?
Star Trek crossover, but there's also been comics where Star Trek and DC have crossed over. So,
I like this merging of universes.
but also Thor's like from a different mythology than Apollo
I know
is.
he is, but I'm saying like,
But
if
also
Thor could be real in mythology, then
But also in Marvel, like Greek gods and Norse gods all coexist. They're both a thing in both the movies and the comics.
I feel so bad for anyone that listens to this.
I know how to edit. I can at the very least make it quieter.
Baby! She's been spitting it out. It's not gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna say it into the mic.
All right. Kirk doesn't want a history lesson. He tells him to release the ship again. You will obey me, lest I close my hand thus. And then he like closes the green hand around the ship, and like the ship starts, pressure's building up, and things are not good.
What I want to know is why they waited so freaking long of him doing that before they were like, all right, we get your point, man.
Do they wait long?
Yes, they waited a good long while. Like, the pressure kept rising, and, like, Spock started to hold his head and stuff, and, like, Kirk was just standing there like...
Yeah, they tried to get out of it first.
I think they were just standing around and waiting, honestly. It was whack. I remember just sitting there being like, why don't you just be like, all right, bro, we'll listen for a second.
Okay. Kirk tells him to stop. Then Apollo says, that's your first lesson. He tells Kirk that he and his officers can join him on the planet, but don't bring the pointy-eared guy. He reminds me of Pan. I didn't like Pan. He's like a minor god. He's like a son of Hermes. I think he invented like an instrument. And Apollo didn't like that because he's the god of music. Stepping on his turf.
Didn't he say he bored him or something?
I mean, yeah, that's what he said. Pan always bored me.
Mm-hmm. I got a kick out of that because I was like, oh yeah, because Spock will just sit there and be like, logic, 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 logic. And then Apollo would probably be like, oh my god, shut up.
That
Sorry,
was very
oh my me, shut up.
That was very much not Pan.
All I'm saying is the boredom part got me because I was like, oh yeah, probably because Spock would be sitting there spitting out facts. Like, this is simply illogical.
Pan was half goat.
Oh, I've seen that little guy. Okay, yeah. I've seen him like playing like a little flute or something.
I mean, you're probably thinking of just satyrs, which satyrs very much. I think Pan's also like the god of satyrs.
Spitting mythology facts at me.
Yes, I am. Like Phil in the Hercules movie, in the Emir Hercules movie, like he's a satyr.
He said, "Get it right, harlot."
Like he's half goat. Or if you watch Percy Jackson, Grover was a satyr. He's half goat.
Grover is a character on Sesame Street.
He's also a character in Percy Jackson.
Okay, anyways. Don't bring Spock. He looks like this one guy I don't like.
And we need someone on the ship to save the day.
Plot armor.
Okay, so that's the plan. They're going to go down to the planet, and Spock's going to handle things on the ship.
Yep. Spock, you stay here and be plot armor. And we'll go down there, and we'll obviously bring a pretty lady for also plot armor. This lady we've never seen before, but now is part of bridge crew.
Well, she's not part of bridge crew.
She on the bridge.
Well, yeah, but she was just like turning in a report.
Oh my gosh, so she's just a secretary, basically.
Well, no, she's on the planet because she's an expert in archaeology, anthropology, and ancient civilizations, which it's Apollo, so that's going to be relevant information.
He said A and A? Or was it A and A? I forgot what he said exactly.
He says A and A.
Why didn't he just call her AAA? Was that insurance company made yet? Well, they've gotten sued. I hope it picked that up. That was good. That was a good burp.
It did pick it up.
Good job.
All right, so who's our team? Our team is Kirk, McCoy, Scotty, Palamas, and Chekhov. That is our beaming down team.
All dudes, one chick.
Okay, so Kirk, McCoy, Scott, Palamas, and Chekhov beam down to the planet. That's when Palamas asks what she's doing here, and McCoy's like, "You're an expert in all of this stuff. Like, it makes sense for you to be here." As opposed to sometimes where they're just a woman just to be a woman.
Wait, what is that one thing where it's like the test, the Bechdel test? She almost passed it. She was so close. She was so close to actually being there just because she's intelligent. She was so close. But then she had to be a piece of testosterone meat. The writers did her dirty.
The writers of this show do most women dirty.
Yeah, I know. Sexist hogs.
For the time, though, they did better than a lot of writers when it came to women.
Yeah, I know. She wouldn't have even been smart just because she was a scientist. She would just had the science thing because she had big boobies. If it would have been anybody else. But no, she was there because she's actually intelligent and did the studies. And that's how Star Trek was progressive.
Okay. So Apollo's sitting on a throne. "My children, long have I waited for this moment. The memories you bring of your lush and beautiful earth, the green fields and blue skies, the simple shepherds and their flocks."
It ain't like that no more, buddy.
Kirk's like, "You've been to Earth."
At this point, Earth is probably like one giant dust bowl with a bunch of like metropolitan cities. Metropolitan cities, big skyscrapers, lots of smog.
It's not.
Just saying. This is our current reality.
I mean, yeah, if it came from our current reality, sure, but like it's supposed to be like paradise
Well,
in
it's
Star Trek
definitely
future.
not like small shepherds with their flocks. Like, no. Not then. Not now where they came from.
I saw a post the other day that was like what we need, and it was like the United Federation of Planets logo, or yeah, that was like, that's the future we need. The future we're getting, it was the Mirror Universe Terran Empire logo.
I don't remember. I don't know if I've seen that.
It's basically just evil Starfleet. Evil, very xenophobic Starfleet.
Look, we're getting World War III whether we like it or not. It's what we make of it, man. What side of
Things are
history are
rough
we
right
going to
now.
stand on? When you look at the parallels right now on like what's happening compared to what happened in the 40s with, a certain...
His name's Hitler.
I don't know what I can say without your stuff getting taken down. They're taking everything down now. You can't say anything anymore. Anyways, if you look at the parallels and you're like, wow, that's actually crazy. We are really reliving history right now. We are reliving the Holocaust.
You can say whatever the heck you want.
Oh, I mean, I don't want you to get censored.
If you voted for Trump, you.
I have a lot of friends who are of non-white backgrounds, and to think of them having to suffer and be deported even if they are legal citizens. I have friends who were born here, but their parents weren't born here and immigrated here and may or may not be illegal. And to think that all of that, birthright citizenship and everything, is just thrown in the trash, and they're just stomping on, everything this country was founded on, and just saying, screw you guys, your rights don't matter, and we're gonna just completely ruin the lives of innocent children just because we don't like people with brown skin. It really pisses me off. It's always pissed me off, but it's pissing me off even more now that I think about, how endangered the lives of these people are,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like Trump's people are saying birthright citizenship is unconstitutional. It's in the Constitution.
It is in the Constitution.
Like, so, over 100
years.
Think
about it this way. If they were born here, but they're not a citizen, then they're not a citizen anywhere else, which means they're illegal everywhere. What happens to them? They can't go anywhere. Right?
Like, seriously, like, over 100 years ago, like, America tried to do some shady shit where someone who was born here, they tried to say wasn't a citizen. It went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court upheld it. And that was when it was 9 white guys who were probably racist because it was over 100 years ago. And they still upheld that.
I am very scared for the future of our country and the world we're now raising our children in. But if we got through it almost 100 years ago, we can get through it again. It just sucks really hard to be on the wrong side of history right now. To be the country that is problematic.
Yeah, like...
To be the race that is problematic, too. I'm white. I'm copy paper white. I've got, like, a little dash of Native American in me. Like, a single freckle on my body contains my Native American DNA. The rest of me is complete colonizer. Like, it sucks to, like, walk down the street, especially in a very, very diverse city that we now live in, and to, like, just walk past all the people who are going to be affected by this new system.
Yeah.
And we're affected by it, too, because we have a disabled daughter.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, there's a Jack in the Oval Office right now who's just trying to consolidate as much power as he can, be it legal or not legal, just so he can do whatever he wants because he's a rich guy who was born with a golden spoon shoved up his ass.
It's not politics anymore. It's just straight up just it's a theater because we got a bunch of Hollywood people in like positions of power for some reason.
Yeah, the Fox News guy who's what is he, like the head of Department of Defense now or something?
Elon Musk, that's what, the efficiency department.
Well, yeah, but that's not even like an actual like part of the, that's just like something Trump created for Musk to do.
I know.
And like a lot of his team are just
he was like, "Oh, I'll let you in."
A lot of his team don't even have security clearance yet and are like accessing like secure like computer systems, and it's really scary.
We might be going on too much of a tangent for politics.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't care anymore. I'm not going to be quiet about my feelings about how things are going right now.
Well,
if you're like a far-right Trump lover, you'd listen to a Star Trek podcast for? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They've been progressive since the 60s.
They want so hard to believe that it's not because space things are cool. They watched Star Wars and saw the Empire and said, "Man, I like that. What if we just did that but with Star Trek?" Basically. Do we have Space Hitler in Star Trek?
Like, the main character in Section 31 is basically former Space Hitler.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
And also, like, there's this character...
That's the new one, right?
Yes, that's the new one. And there's this character in Deep Space Nine who is very much actually Space Hitler.
Thank God. We circled back to Star Trek. It worked! Somehow we did it. Where were we?
Alright, they're on the planet. And, they're talking to Apollo.
We've not gotten very far in this episode. We've been talking a long time.
we gotta pick up the pace because we got a babysitter watching her kids. And it's late.
They could show up at any moment.
Alright, Apollo's doing his Apollo, I'm a god thing. I once stretched my hand and earth trembled. Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, I liked this speech. It was cute.
Okay.
He was like, "I trembled, I breathed and brought life," or something, right? He said he like breathed.
He breathed upon it and spring returned.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. That's an Apollo thing because he's like the god of the sun.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes. He's the guy with the chariot who makes the sun come up.
I don't know anything about Greek mythology. Just saying. I know the people's names. That's about it.
Okay.
And I know that's very ironic that I have named almost every single one of my pets after mythological characters, but we're not gonna go there.
Well, yeah, but like you named your pets after like Egyptian gods.
Not all of them. There was many who have come and gone that were named after.
Oh, well, the ones that I know
Egyptian
about.
One started with Anubis.
Okay. So all the pets we have.
I had Midas. I had Nyx. I had Kronos. Yeah. Those are not Egyptian, I don't think.
No, those are Greek.
See?
And
there we
one
go.
of them isn't a god. They were just a king.
Which one?
Midas.
Oh, whatever.
Anyways, Kirk's just asking like how he knows about like people like Agamemnon, Hector, Odysseus, a Christopher Nolan film.
Hi, Brandon.
Christopher Nolan's next film has been announced, and it's going to be The Odyssey, which is the story of Odysseus.
I bet it isn't that like it's well known to be a very, very long story. Like
Yes,
very
like
long.
it's like an epic. Like it's been made into a film before.
I've never
so.
read it, never watched it, nothing. I
You
will
can
watch
read
it
one of
'cause I
my
like Christopher Nolan
You
films.
can read one of my Percy Jackson books. He does a lot of the stuff Odysseus does. Like he sails the same sea. He runs into a lot of the same characters, but with a Percy Jackson twist.
I like Christopher Nolan films. My favorite film is a Christopher Nolan film. I liked sorry, I have postpartum brain. Help me. We watched it. There was a lot of historical guy having fake sex in a chair with lady. Father of the atom bomb.
Oh, Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I really liked Oppenheimer, except for that scene that I just mentioned. That disturbed me. There was too much of that. Like a split second would have been fine, but he just kept coming back to it. And I'm like, Christopher Nolan, what are you doing? I don't want to see this. Nobody wanted to see that. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Okay, so yeah, Apollo gets done saying all these things he was, and Chekhov's like, yeah, and I'm the Tsar of Russia.
That was funny. I wish that they hadn't silenced him.
Kirk reprimands him. He's like, I'm sorry, Captain. I've never met a god before. And Kirk's like, still haven't.
Would you say Kirk is atheist?
No, because of a line he says later. And I will get to that because I do want to talk about that line.
Okay.
But I'll get to it later. No, I'll actually just answer it now.
Oh my god.
So, when they were making the show, the studio wanted Gene Roddenberry to put in a chaplain on the ship. And Gene Roddenberry said, no, this is a post-religious society. And this is the 60s, so they weren't going to freaking say that. So they just didn't have a chaplain. So yes, for the most part, we don't see religion in officers in Starfleet. Whenever we do see religion in Star Trek, it's usually alien religions. But yes, as far as like Starfleet officers and Earth goes, we don't really see religion play into it very often. Maybe a little bit more these days, but... So yes, Kirk was probably an atheist. I'll get to that line I want to talk about later, though. Okay. Kirk asked McCoy for readings. He says that it's a humanoid, but that doesn't mean anything. Most aliens we see are humanoid because we have so much budget.
He obviously looks humanoid. Humanoid's literally just like any bipedal thing with like a human appearance. You know, Sasquatch is humanoid. Aliens are humanoid. I mean, I'm talking like gray aliens, you know, big bulbous heads, big black eyes, right?
Yeah. Okay, so Kirk finally asks Apollo, like, what's the deal? Just cut to the straight chase. He's like, you're not going to leave. Kirk calls the transporter room. Your transporter doesn't work now.
That's a great way to make devout followers. Just trap them.
He calls the Enterprise. Nope, that's not working either. And Kirk's like, what do you want? You're going to worship me just like your ancestors did? All your crew's going to beam down here.
What's the outdated term where, like, you fall in love with your captor?
Because
it's not, like, actually a thing. It was made up to, like, use against women.
Well, not even just against women, like... what was it called?
We can do this. We can put our two brain cells together. Look at me. Look at me, Brandon. Focus. Yes, you understood. I was telling you to use your phone and Google this. We are connected. trying to tell me?
Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah!
It wasn't used against women. It was like... In
kidnapping
in
survivors.
Stockholm, there was like this hostage situation, like in a bank or something, and the police were escalating things, and the robbers were like, "Let's not do this. Like, you're gonna get us dead." And like the hostages were like, "The police are gonna kill us." And so after, when they were like that, they had a psychiatrist make up Stockholm Syndrome, be like, "Oh, this is why the hostages like their captors now, not because the police were doing anything wrong." So basically, it was just made up to cover for bad policing.
The only reason I brought that up was because I was going to say, like, Apollo was there long enough to get the memo, or like to know what Stockholm Syndrome was, but not get the memo that it was outdated and not even a real thing. So he was like, if I trap them here long enough, they'll fall in love with me. Which, I mean, I guess is a thing in some cases. You can fall in love with your captor, but it's not real love.
All right. Yeah. Then Apollo grows to giant size, and that's how the scene ends.
He very angry. You know, you won't like me when I'm angry. I turn very big. But not green. Only his hand turns green. And projected. Because it's energy, not his hand.
All right. Back to the Enterprise. The hand is still holding on to the Enterprise. Uhura can't contact the landing party. Spock tells her to break through it. She's like, okay. All right. Kyle's at the transporter. Wait, no. Kyle's not the transporter. Kyle's on the bridge. Kyle's usually never on the bridge. That's good for Kyle. Kyle asks about transporter and communication. Spock's like, yeah, rig all transmission circuits for maximum power generation. And try to... Alright, so Spock says, very efficient, Mr. Sulu, rig all transmission circuits for maximum power generation. Compute for reversal of polarity of the field around the ship. So Kyle comes up with an idea, and Spock's like, yeah, Sulu, do that. Spock tells Kyle to scan the planet and to locate all life forms. Alright, back on the planet. Giant Apollo vanishes. McCoy says, to coin a phrase, fascinating.
Has he already... Yeah, he already tried to, like, lay down the moves on Carolyn.
Not yet.
I thought he did.
Not yet.
I thought he was like, in your beauty, the women on Earth are still the most beautiful in all the galaxies, or something. I'm pretty sure he already said that. That was like the first meeting.
Yeah. I just missed that line.
So she was already like, you know, like mentally in her head. And he was like, dang, that's a fine female, you know. Sorry, a fine, wow, female. Did I do it right?
Kirk asks Apollo what she knows about Apollo, and she's like, Apollo, twin brother of Artemis. Hey, I'm reading a book called Artemis right now.
Really? I thought you were reading the Hank Green book.
It's an audiobook. I'm listening to it.
Audible?
Yes, it's about a city on the moon.
You got free Audible?
I got 99-cent Audible.
Oh, you told me about this.
I did tell you about this. All right. Son of the god Zeus and Leto. Son of the god Zeus and Leto. I've never learned how to pronounce that. Immortal.
Leto. I don't like the association with Jared Leto.
He was the god of light and purity, and he was skilled in the bow and the lyre. Pan invented the lyre, but he doesn't like Pan. Just saying.
Hey man, like the art, hate the artist.
Fair. Kirk asks about the temple, and she's like, yeah, he has knowledge of Earth and classical references. Obviously. Kirk thinks that his appearance is for their benefit, kind of like how both Trelane and the Cat's Paw aliens, like, made things look like Earth so, like, they could better understand it. So that's what Kirk thinks Apollo's doing.
I mean, technically, probably not wrong. We didn't ever really get to the bottom of that, I don't think. Like, of course, he probably enjoys the attention from the humans and whatnot and likes... Yeah, that theory actually does work, that he did it for them, because he was waiting for people to come back. He knew that they would come back. The whole thing was, like, he wanted humans to come back so he could, like, be at power and do his god stuff again. So he probably did create that entire thing with the idea, like, this is how humans worship. This is what they would want. Big chair, me in it. People, place to worship. Yep. Make it look pretty like Earth.
All right.
It's all good.
Chekhov says he seems to control remarkable technology, and Scott's like, yeah, it takes a lot of power to do all that. And Kirk's like, all right, we're going to find the power source.
Did we already talk about his mysterious organ yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
All right, so everyone except the Kirk and Bones go looking for the power source. Kirk theorizes that maybe 1,000 years ago an alien could have came to Earth and been like, hey, I'm a god.
Has he taken the girl yet?
No, not yet.
So she is out there, like...
Searching for the power
Okay.
source with the others.
Okay.
And Kirk's like, so yeah, so like the ancient humans would have thought that this alien was a god. And this would make for a great Marvel movie someday. And it was just an average Marvel movie. Marvel hadn't hit its stride yet.
Are you talking about Thor?
I'm talking about Thor.
Okay.
Thor wasn't great. It was pretty just like basic.
We've watched so many movies since we got together. Like, it all blends together.
I don't think we've watched the Thor movies
Yeah,
together.
we did.
I don't think we watched like all
I
of
didn't
them.
pay attention. But we did. Because we got up to, like, Ragnarok and whatnot.
Okay, then everyone comes back and Apollo's sitting on his throne again.
He do be sitting.
And then he says, I want your loyalty because it's rightfully mine.
No, you didn't create them. So why? No. And even if you did create them, I mean, it's the same thing with, like, parents, you know? Like, my kids don't have to worship me.
He
That's-
didn't, though. Not even like Greek mythology.
Huh?
He didn't create him, though. Not even in Greek mythology.
Yeah, I know. So, like, I don't know. Typical man.
And McCoy asks, well, what do we get in exchange for worship? And Apollo's like, life in paradise.
I mean, to be fair, good deal. Honestly, the whole time I was thinking,
Although
like,
by this point in Star Trek, Earth is paradise.
not if you still have to work.
Okay, that's fair. By Next Generation, Earth will be paradise.
They still have to work.
No, they don't have to work. They work because they want to. By Next Generation, money's not a thing. Poverty's not a thing. They work because they want to work. All right. And Kirk says, like, we'll talk, but we're not going to bow down to... We don't just bow down to any creature that has tricks up their sleeve.
The whole time I was thinking, like, would I accept this guy's offer? Like, life in paradise sounds great. The whole time I was thinking, like, where I'm at right now? Probably not, unless it could be like, can I bring my kids and husband? Then yes. But if I couldn't, then no.
Apollo compares Kirk to Agamemnon and Hercules, even though in ancient Greek he was called Heracles.
Interesting.
Yeah, the Roman version of him is Hercules.
Well, there's your idea for your next post question. You can be like, would you accept Apollo's offer? Would you worship him to live in paradise? Most people probably say yes. A lot of people, especially those of us living in the United States of America, probably be like, God, yes, get me off this planet.
Okay, so then Scotty threatens Apollo, and then Kirk's like, I got 430 people up there, and he doesn't finish his thing, and Apollo's like, no, you don't. They're my people.
Reminds me of our toddler. No, it's mine.
Apollo is like our toddler. It's mine.
It's mine. It's not yours. It's
This is
mine.
mine.
He's just throwing a temper tantrum.
Although sometimes, like, when I take her pacifier away and she says it's mine, and it actually is hers, I feel bad.
She didn't buy it. She's getting it loaned.
It's just...
We repoed the pacifier. She didn't make her payments in time. But yeah, claiming that you own a people is crazy. That's slave owner behavior.
But yeah, Apollo says, like, he can destroy any of them if he wants to, and Palamas is like, why? That doesn't make sense. And then Apollo's like, hey, you look like Aphrodite or Athena. And I know they were my family, but they were pretty hot. Because Greek mythology, all the gods were inbreeders.
Gotta keep the bloodline pure.
Except not because Zeus would bang anything that moved.
So did Loki.
A lot of them did, actually.
Yeah, when I learned that Loki banged a horse, and not only did he bang a horse, he banged a stallion.
Hey, Poseidon did that too.
And Loki got pregnant as a horse by a stallion and mothered a god horse baby.
Hey, Poseidon got the horse pregnant too.
My God, what is wrong with mythology?
That's where Pegasus comes from.
I don't think
There's a lot wrong with mythology.
Well, okay, so in Skyrim mythology, vampires were created because Molag Bal decided to violently rape a woman, and that just turned that woman into a vampire, I think. I have vaguely understood this concept from various... Are you done? From various YouTube shorts. I've gotten a brief summarization, I think. But yeah, so lots of mythological creatures are just born from complete diabolical activities.
Okay. We need to pick up the pace. All right, Apollo starts putting the moves on Palamas. Scotty's like, hey, stop that. He pulls his phaser, and then Apollo, like, shoots him with lightning or something.
Lightning or something? It was lightning, and this was the moment where I said, oh, I know this wasn't the moment. Never mind. Keep going.
But yeah, he blasts Scotty, and Chekhov's phaser doesn't work, and...
What I don't understand is why he didn't disable the phasers in the first place.
I probably didn't know about him. But yeah.
What do you mean?
But yeah, the phasers are like twisted, or Scotty's phaser's like twisted and melted. And Kirk's like, well, how'd you do that?
He disabled the comms devices the second they got there.
Oh, yeah. And Paul's like, yeah, I'm tired of this, and leaves.
I am bored of your shenanigans. I tire of you. But yeah.
Oh, before he leaves, he waves his hand, and Palamas is now wearing like a old Greek dress.
He said something like he basically said, "I need to see your bare arms," like sexualizing her arms.
He says, "Yes, you are a beauty, but like Artemis, your bow arm should be bare."
Your bow arm should be bare. Okay.
Yeah, because Artemis was an archer.
I still think it's weird that he's like, I need to see your bare arms.
It was the 60s. It's all they could get away with on television.
You see a little ankle. You see half of her freaking chest. You get like a quarter side boob there. Like they went a little bit wild.
All right, yeah. So yeah, then he starts to leave with Palamas, and Scotty's like, "No!" And then Apollo just waves his hand and like throws Scotty across the place.
She for real had like the Hermione transformation where it's like this little book nerd, and then like on the night of like the Yule Ball or whatever it is, they were like, "Dang, she banging. Is that really Hermione?" Because like when Carolyn got that dress on, I was like, "Dang, woo!" Because let's be honest, the Starfleet uniforms for the women are just not it. They suck. I don't enjoy them very much. Not very flattering. But yeah, Scotty needs to control his temperament for sure.
Yeah.
That woman never belonged to him in the first place, and he's trying to act all like macho man.
That is true.
And he's actually just like screwing things up for the rest of them.
Yeah.
So, it's like, Scotty, there's 1,000 women out there. There's so many women out there. Stop it. Because if we get stuck on this planet because you need to get a bone, that's enough. But yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. McCoy says that Kirk shouldn't have let her go off like that, and Kirk's like, I couldn't have stopped him. And McCoy's like, but like, one wrong move and he could kill her. That's what she signed up for. But Kirk tells Chekhov to continue his investigation into the power source. Chekhov leaves. Kirk tells Scotty to stop trying to attack Apollo. He's gonna get himself killed.
The fact that he didn't die the amount of times that man got zapped is crazy. Actually bonkers.
Okay, back on the bridge. Okay, so they try to reverse polarity to get out of the hand. Doesn't work. Uhura's under the panel, like, working on the communications console. And I really like this scene, because you know what the scene reminded me of?
What?
Strange New Worlds. Because in that show, it's early in her career, so, like, So in season 1, she's, like, a cadet, and, like, learning how to do all this stuff. Like in season 1, we see Amber teaching her how to do stuff like this she's doing in this scene. And so, like, I think that's just a cool connection there. And she even says, I haven't done this in years. Years ago being Strange New Worlds.
The only thing I noticed really that stuck with me in that scene was, like, Spock was like, I need this done now, basically. And, like, isn't that, like, a running thing where it's like, I need this done now. How fast can you do it? And he's like, 3 days. And he's like, I need it done in a day and a half, right?
That's more of a Kirk and Scotty thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what it reminded me of.
But yeah, and Spock says there's no one more qualified to do this thing that her is doing, and Spock was also in Strange New Worlds, so like yeah, he would have known her back when she did this stuff all the time.
Sweet sentiment.
Yes, it was just a nice scene. I like how I feel like it ties into Strange New Worlds.
I agree.
Or really, Strange New Worlds ties into this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, back on the planet, we're with Apollo and Palamas. So yeah, Apollo is putting the moves on Palamas. Palamas asks what happens to all the other gods, and he says, they return to the cosmos on the wings of the wind. And she's like, they died? And she's like, they died? He's like, no, not as you understand it. We're immortal, we gods, but the earth changed. Your fathers changed. They turned away until we were only memories. A god cannot survive as a memory. We need love, admiration, worship, as you need food.
So they died.
They need attention. They need to be the center of attention. They need you to be kissing their all the time. They're like a president I know about.
So they're just the full manifestation of an ego.
Yes. They're like a president I know about.
Not to get back into politics again. That was too long of a tangent. We can't add any more fuel to that fire.
All right.
A tangent that'll probably lose you listeners. I don't care.
You know what?
I'd be proud to lose those listeners. I know.
I don't need those kind of listeners.
And I agree. We don't need to give it any
All
more
right.
attention.
Apollo says, but you said they didn't die. And Apollo says, even for a god, there's a point of no return. Hera was first. She stood in front of the temple and spread herself upon the wind, thinner and thinner until only the wind remained. But I knew you would come, you striving, bickering, foolishly brave humans. I knew you would come to the stars one day. Of all the gods, I knew and I waited for you to come and sit by my side.
Oh God, I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Oh, basically this man just said, no, we didn't die, but we died. Like we didn't die. We died gloriously.
And then Apollo talks about how even 5,000 years ago, like, gods got with humans, and then they kiss.
Gods did get with humans, and that's how you get demigods.
Or just gods, like Apollo's mom was a human.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that worked like that.
Yeah.
I guess it's mythology. Anything can happen.
It just depends.
Gods can have babies with horses.
Like Hercules was half god, and then they made him full god. So really just depends on the story. All right, back to the others. Chekhov says there's a regular repeating energy pattern radiating from somewhere. Scotty says it's generating from around here somewhere. They're just having difficulty finding it. Kirk asked how he might tap into that energy. Chekhov compares him to... Chekhov says,
Sir, some creatures can generate and control energy with no harm to themselves. The electric eel on Earth, the giant dry worm of Antos 4, the fluffy...
Not the whole encyclopedia, Chekhov.
The captain requires complete information.
Spock's contaminating this boy, Jim.
All I heard in that sentence was, shut up, nerd.
yeah.
Basically.
It kind of reminds me of, like, Data in the early years.
Oh.
Like, Data was always, like, going too far into an explanation, and people were always telling him to shut up. They fixed that eventually.
Reminds me of me.
Yeah.
Except I have a lot more stuttering. My system needs an update.
All right. So Kirk's asking if Chekhov's suggesting that he taps into the energy and it flows through his body. And Chekhov's like, yeah. And Kirk's like, you've earned your pay for the week, so we still have money in Star Trek, despite what Strange New World says.
Or it's just an old saying.
No, they still got money.
Or it's just an old saying.
They still got money.
Or it's an old thing.
They still got money.
Do you think we still beat dead horses, Brandon?
Some people do. This is where McCoy talks about his extra organ.
Too bad it's in his chest. Some alien's got an extra organ elsewhere.
Apollo shows up again. Without Palamas, though. Kirk asked about her, and he's like, she's not your concern.
Which sounds so ominous. Like, she dead, bro. She gone. And like, mentally, I'm like, wow.
That's exactly where Scotty goes. He says,
He said bloodthirsty something.
He did say bloodthirsty something. I'm reading the word, and I still couldn't tell you what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it spelled like?
Saracen.
Sarcen?
Saracen.
Sars?
Yeah, something like that.
Bloodthirsty Sarkin.
So then Scotty tries to attack Apollo again.
Smooth move,
and then Apollo throws lightning at him, even though that was more of Zeus's thing.
I guess. You don't think they all could just throw little zappies out there?
In Star Trek, sure.
They all can throw zappies.
They all can throw zappies.
My theory comes in a second.
Okay.
Can I just say? Because this is where Kirk steps in, right? Right?
Yeah, he's like, you wanted worshippers, now you've got enemies.
And then Kirk tries to, like, snack up to him, right? And then Apollo starts force choking, bro.
Yeah, this is where Apollo force chokes Kirk.
I said, he's a Sith.
George Lucas ripped off Star Trek.
For real. Give them their paycheck.
Actually, I do have a story. The kid who played Baylock later, like, auditioned for Luke in the original Star Wars. And when he went to the audition, George Lucas was like, Baylock!
Wow. So Lucas was a Star Trek fan.
He was a Star Trek nerd.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is still alive.
Okay, so he is a Star Trek fan. You would assume.
I don't know if he still is, but he
he's
was back in
mad.
the 70s.
At least was a
Yeah.
Star Trek fan at some point. Or just knew of it and was like, oh, yeah, you don't get the part because you're in Star Trek.
Apollo's just like, you will learn discipline. You will learn. And then he vanishes again.
What have we learned from spanking our children? It doesn't work! Apollo needs to learn gentle parenting.
Where's Apollo?
He disappeared again, like the cat in that Russian story.
Don't you mean the English story, the Cheshire Cat?
Cheshire? No, sir. Minsk, perhaps,
All
but...
right.
Got to be exact.
No, this is just a Chekhov trait. He claims that everything was made in Russia, even if it wasn't.
Wow.
That's just one of Chekhov's, like, key traits.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Chekhov noticed that Apollo looked really tired when he disappeared.
Bro's just eepy, bro.
And Kirk's like, that's good. That means something.
I feel like at this point, Kirk is acting like he's got a headache. He's like, bro. I mean, he did just get force choked.
He did.
But, like, he's just like, cool, good information. Give me a second to process that.
Scotty can't move his arm.
He said neurological damage.
Well, he says neural damage, but yes, very
Yeah.
close.
Neural, whatever.
Neural. So Kirk's like, all right, so let's assume that he was on Earth thousands of years ago. In mythology, gods would get tired.
Did they?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Chekhov says, okay, so maybe he's gone somewhere to recharge his energy cells. And Kirk's like, yeah. And remember, he's also keeping that force field on the ship. So he's using energy up there and down here. So if we can wear him out, that might do the trick. So yeah, Kirk's like, we're going to provoke him, and that's our plan. All right, and now we're back on the ship. And now, oh dang. This is the scene where Uhura is actually working on the comms that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Well, we're gonna
we've
talk
talked
about
about the
it.
scene already. So moving on, back on the planet. All right. So Apollo appears on his throne, and Palamas is by him. The crew provoke him, and they use the it method of trying to defeat a god and start laughing at him and making him feel bad. And it's working until Palamas like jumps in front of Kirk and is like, "Stop it! Don't kill him!" And then he and Palamas leaves, and Kirk's like, "Dang it."
It might have helped to let her in on the plan before
They had
doing
no
it.
way of letting her in on the plane. She was off with Apollo.
There was like a beat there for a second where they were all turned around talking.
But she wasn't there.
No, she came there to like give them. She's like, I'm here to give you a message, right?
That's later.
Oh, never mind.
But yeah, so like they have this plan and they try to do it, and Palamas jumps in and ruins the plan. And Kirk keeps saying, Lieutenant, Lieutenant, stop it. But she just keeps going and saves them, and they disappear again.
Yeah, to be fair, there was no way to know if that could have worked or got them all killed.
All right. Well, yeah. All right. So now we're back with just Apollo and Palamas.
Fools. I offer them more than they could know. Not just the world, but all that makes it up. Man thinks he's progressed. They're wrong. He's merely forgotten those things which gave life meaning. You'll all be provided for, cared for, happy.
He just wants pets.
There is an order of things in this universe. Your species has denied it. I come to restore it. And for you. Because you have the sensitivity to understand. I offer you more than your wildest dreams have ever imagined. You'll become the mother of a new race of gods. You'll inspire the universe. All men will revere you, almost as a god yourself. And I shall love you for time without end, worlds without end. You shall complete me, and I you.
She really liked what he was saying.
Bow chicka bow wow.
She like fully went on to like make out with him.
Yeah.
Like she initiated that kiss that time.
All I got in the script is she embraces him happily.
They were definitely sucking face in that scene.
Okay. So they were sucking face and maybe something else.
They were sucking face for sure. And then insinuated happy time. At least to me.
All right, back to the others. Kirk's trying to contact the Enterprise. No luck. Oh, then Palama shows up, and then Kirk's like, I'm gonna figure out what happened. And Chuck's like, maybe if I helped. And Kirk's like, how old are you? 22, sir. Then I'd better handle it.
I don't understand why.
Women. 22-year-olds don't know nothing about women.
Sure. I guess. I just didn't understand why Kirk had to handle it, just because that, like, it wasn't like she was naked. Like, I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Like, what did they think? She got, like, assaulted or something?
I don't know, maybe. Scotty probably thinks that.
Anything that happened with Apollo between him and Carolyn was
completely
100%
consensual.
That woman was down bad for Apollo.
Okay, so Kirk talks to Palamas, basically like, Palamas is like, yeah, he just wants us to live happily here. Let's do it. And Kirk's like, no, that would be slavery. You have to help us stop him. But I love him. That would be slavery. You have to help us stop him.
I feel like it would have been okay for her to stay and them to leave. She very obviously
that would, but like
wanted to be
Apollo
with him.
wouldn't have that.
I know, and that's what makes me sad. Is because that's where earlier I was saying my idea for the end was way different than what it actually was. Where I thought she was gonna stay and be like, "Hey, I'll cut you a deal, bro. I'll stay with you, and they can go." And for some reason, that's how that went in my head. That's how I remembered it happening the first time I watched it. Obviously, I'm wrong and remembered it completely wrong.
All right. So the scene ends with a Kirk speech.
Give me your hand. Your hand. Now feel that. Human flesh against human flesh. We're the same. We share the same history, the same heritage, the same lives. We're tied together beyond any untie. Man or woman, it makes no difference. We're human. We couldn't escape from each other even if we wanted to. That's how you do it, Lieutenant. By remembering who and what you are. A bit of flesh and blood. Afloat. In a universe without end. And the only thing that's truly yours is the rest of humanity. That's where our duty lies. Do you understand me?
The only thing I got in that entire speech of his was that Kirk is against interspecies marriage.
No, he's not.
That's what it sounded like to
His
me.
best friend is half Vulcan.
He said human and humans are the only things that should happen there. Not human Vulcan, not human Klingon, not human nothing.
I mean, he probably doesn't think human Klingon because Klingons are very much the bad guys at this point in history.
Anyways, that's what that speech sounded like to me. Was like, you can't love him. He's not a human.
Okay, so yeah, then Palama says that Apollo's calling him, and he's like, "You have your orders, aid your duty," and she's like, "Yes, sir."
My orders. Or
And
my
my duty.
duties.
And my duty. Duty.
Not just one. Multiple duties.
Back on the bridge, Uhura thinks that they can try to contact Kirk. They do, and it works. Alright, Spock says that they've pinpointed the source of the power source, and it's the temple.
The thing that he's been sitting in the whole time, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that big temple. Alright, Spock says that they've got enough of the force field down that they can fire their phasers. So yeah, that's the plan. They're gonna fire on the temple. Yeah, Spock says, you should all probably keep your distance, and Kirk's like, that's not possible because we're not all together. He's talking about Palamas there. And Scotty's like, no, we can't possibly hurt Palamas, and Kirk's like, well, we gotta.
Collateral damage. Didn't she say, like, it's her job or something?
Well, she says that later about, like, being a scientist.
Oh, yeah. Continue.
Let's cut to the next Apollo Palamas scene. All right,
This made me sad.
Yeah.
I must say, Apollo, the way you ape human behavior is remarkable. But there are some other things I must know. Your evolutionary patterns and your social development.
My what?
I'm sure they're unique. I've never encountered a specimen like you before.
I am Apollo. I've chosen you.
Well, I'm sure that's very flattering, but I must get on with my work now.
Your work?
I'm a scientist. My particular specialty is ancient civilizations, relics, and myths. Well, surely you know I've only been studying you.
I don't believe it. You love me.
Love you? Be logical. I'm not some simple shepherdess you can awe. Well, I could no more love you than I could love a new species of bacteria.
Carolyn, I forbid you to go. I order you to stay.
Is that the secret of your power over women? The thunderbolts you throw?
Even though that's more of a Zeus thing, Apollo was more of an archery guy.
My heart hurt for this man.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that to him.
No.
I mean, they did, but they didn't. Like, ouch. I still like my ending better. As much as I hate the romance bait and the meat bait in the Star Trek shows, or Star Trek episodes, that is one thing that I wish would have happened. The one time they turned away from it, it was actually a genuine connection.
You wish they went Marla MacGyver's with her.
What's that?
I'm sorry you haven't seen that. So in the Khan episode, a member of the crew falls in love with him and she stays with him.
Then yeah.
Although by the time we get the second movie, we find out that there was a tragic ending there.
But obviously, Carolyn was very into the way Apollo was speaking. She spent her life researching this stuff. She meets a god that she has spent her life studying this kind of stuff about. And he's into her. He is digging her, man. To be fair, she was the only woman that was down there on that planet. Very few pickings, but I mean, Greek mythology was pretty gay. So he could have also picked from the men as well.
Not in the 60s.
He chose her, and she really liked the way he was talking to her and liked the things that he was promising, and Kirk basically told her no, and she had to go and break his heart, and it was very sad. But yeah.
So she walks away, Apollo gets pissed and starts throwing lightning bolts, and
It gets very big.
they're like, what's going on there? And then Palama's like falls on the ground, and then Kirk's like, fire on the temple, and they do. Eventually it works, and Apollo's like,
I would have cherished you, cared for you. I would have loved you as a father loves his children. Did I ask so much?
We've outgrown you. You asked for something we can no longer give.
Carolyn, I loved you. I would have made a goddess of you. I've shown you my open heart. See what you've done to me. Zeus, Hermes, Hera, Aphrodite, you were right. Athena, you were right. The time has passed. There is no room for gods. Forgive me, my old friends. Take me. Take me.
and then he disappears.
He dies.
I wish we hadn't had to do this.
So do I. They gave us so much. The Greek civilization, much of our culture and philosophy came from a worship of those beings. The way they began the Golden Age. Would it have hurt us, I wonder, just to have gathered a few laurel leaves?
And that is the end of our episode.
To gather a few laurel leaves? What does that mean?
It's a Greek thing.
Oh. I remember this one episode that we watched together where a Starfleet officer had went to a planet and accidentally was seen, and I think used their thing to like heal somebody, and she became like a god, and they made statues of her, and she visited like thousands of years later, and there were statues of her everywhere, and she had to be like, "Oh, I'm not a god." Do you remember that?
Huh.
And then they were like, "Shoot, now I guess we have to make first contact, even though they're not ready." Because didn't they make like the death temple, where they're like sacrificing people inside the temple for her?
You might be talking about the episode where...
I think it was a newer thing.
Oh.
Right? This is totally a thing. I know I've seen it. I know it's Star Trek.
Well, there's piece of it that, like, feels familiar. Like, there's an episode of Next Generation where, like, they're seen and Crusher, like, beams a pre-warp alien to the ship, and, like, they heal him, and for a second he sees Picard, and then when he goes back down, he's like, I saw the Picard, he's a god.
It wasn't Picard. It was definitely that one person.
What one person?
I don't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was a...
Can you describe them?
It was a female. That's all I got.
Other than gender?
I'm pretty sure
Hair
human.
color, uniform color?
I don't remember, baby.
I don't know. Sounds like something they would have done on Lower Decks. But
No, it was definitely live
it was live action.
Like I said, I think it was one of the newer ones. Maybe not newer, but it definitely wasn't the original series.
Well, no, I was saying Next Generation.
I know. I just know Lower Decks, the original series, and Prodigy, we can definitely rule out. But yeah, like, they went to this planet for some reason. Were not supposed to be seen. I think she ran into somebody who was, like, not well. And, like, helped them out or something. Or, I don't remember what exactly happened. But she ran into somebody and, like, healed them. And I guess that person went back to their village and told them about her and described her and, like, the Starfleet badge and whatnot. And when they went back, they saw the Starfleet badge and was like, it's her. basically. And they're like, it's our God.
I don't know.
I was really hoping you would know my reference.
David can yell into his phone and then listen to it and text me, "It's this episode, idiot." He has like corrected me on episodes that you and I have done together before.
Chat GPT it and find out faster than David could.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, final thoughts. What did you think of the episode?
I liked it. Very sad for Apollo.
I liked it. Honestly, I don't like the Scotty subplot though. Like, take out the Scotty stuff and it's a good episode.
Yeah, Scotty just made it feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, not Scotty in specific, just the I guess his entitlement to her romance when she was very clearly into Apollo.
Yeah.
She was very willingly going with that man. So, but yeah. So the romance with Apollo, genuine. But most of the romance in most of the episodes just feels like flaky. I don't know.
Yeah. I see that.
Because, like, it made sense in this scenario. Well, I guess it makes sense in a couple. Like, that one lady who ran the homeless shelter thing who was really into space and, like, stuff like that and falls in love with Kirk or whatever. You know, that was okay.
Okay. Join us next week for a mock time. You can find me on Instagram at Couch Talks Movies. You can't find Ryan.
I recently got Instagram again, but I don't want people to follow me. Leave me alone if I don't know you.
You can find the show on Instagram at Tomorrow Trek Pod, and you can also find us at patreon.com/tomorrowisyesterday. And check out the Couch Podcast Network store. Links are in the description. And until next time, live long and...
Zap!